Hello, and welcome to Sunday, March 30th, 2025. It is just the final 2 days of Women's History Month. I hope you are still appreciating all the women in your life today, tomorrow, and beyond, of course. And of course, appreciating this music. This is Lithuanian composer Žibuoklė Martinaitytė. I am very happy to present the third movement of her piece, which I played the first movement of on my series last year. The whole entire piece is called The Heights and Depths of Love. Last year I played the first movement, Togetherness. I skipped over the second movement, which is titled Disintegration, and here we have the third movement, Searching for Clarity. We're going to talk to the composer in just a minute about her thoughts behind this piece and the arc of the three movements. But first, I just wanted to remind you that I also played a piece of hers way back in 2020 when it was the pandemic and lockdown, and I first started performing online. I did an interview with her back then, too, and loved talking to her. And since then, she has gone on to win prize after prize and get commission after commission, as she just released a CD with choral works of hers by the Latvian radio choir, which she's very happy with, and I encourage you to listen to. And I also want to encourage you to listen to the closing concert on Sunday, April 6th. That's coming up in exactly a week. It's a free concert. It will be in person and online. And you can help me decide which of the 31 pieces during March that I have played, I will play again in person on April 6th. Hope to see you there. Let's talk to Žibuoklė Martinaitytė, and I'll see you tomorrow. I've actually known you for about 5 years now because I played one of your pieces on one of the very first online concerts that I ever did. It was so long ago, and I really enjoyed meeting you and your work at that point. Can you just tell everybody like a little more about yourself and what you've been up to, especially in the last 5 years?
Well, I'm Lithuanian composer living in New York, and I usually work with orchestral or chamber music. Probably lesser area of my creative interest lies in the solo pieces, but because I like to layer sounds, I like to have more colors than just one. Which is not to say that piano is an instrument that contains multitudes. So you could really work with a lot of color, but still nonetheless, it's one person. And what I need for my music to sound like my music, I think I need to have layers. So many people, the more the better. So I think I am writing less and less solo works, and the pieces that you were playing, the piece that you've been playing was written, I think in 2007 or 2008, so
That's what it says, yeah. And this piece, Heights and Depths of Love. So I played the first movement last year, and then I was looking at the second movement, and then I decided not to sing this year because it involves some singing on the pianist's part, which ties in directly to what you're saying about, wanting layers and different kinds of
Yes, adding second element, right? So singing would be that second personality.
Yeah. But then this third movement, it's such a different mood than the first, right? You really have shown a progression of heights and depths of love. You set out to do that, and it's really nice. Did you ever consider writing a fourth movement that would be a little bit more hopeful in the end, or?
Actually, that is a very good philosophical question, right? On how to end things and where we end. So the piece is called Heights and Depths of Love, and it sort of has a narrative arc to it. So in a first movement is called Togetherness, but actually first movement could be called Love or Falling in Love even, right? So here we have this fragile beginnings of something when two people open up to one another, two people or two entities, let's say. It doesn't matter. Maybe we don't have to talk about just human love, but it could be love for the earth, for instance. I mean, it could have multiple layers of meanings. So the first is this kind of vulnerability and fragility of connection. And then how the feeling grows and how it overwhelms us. It becomes like a force of nature. It takes over us. So all that we feel in our entire being, like we are erased completely, and we are sort of taken over by that feeling, right? And that's normally where all the movies end, when two people fall in love with one another, they successfully find each other, especially romantic comedies, right? This is the kind of happy ending. And then there's nothing what happens afterwards, right? And what happens afterwards is work. It's really explorations of complexity of human connection. And it doesn't have to have this pleasantness about it anymore because we all know how every day is, and we all know what happens when you stay with one connection for a very, very long time. The sort of more layers, more depths are opening up, and we become more intertwined, but at the same time, that initial feeling is no longer there. I mean, it's still there in our memories, but in reality, it's not that at all. And that's why second part, it's called disintegration, but it's not disintegration of the relationship as such, but maybe it's a disintegration of the self in that connection, because we often feel kind of we lose our identity within the togetherness, right? And then sort of we have to rebuild ourselves. So that's why third movement is called searching for clarity. So that means we are on a path to find something.